In this video, I'm going to be applying Fiebing's black pro dye to a leather project. I'm going to try it out first with this Central Pneumatic 20 fluid ounce high volume, low pressure gravity feed spray gun. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little spray booth out of PVC. So here's the basic layout. Probably gonna have 2 feet that are about 18 inches long going out each side into a 3-way connector. I'm gonna make this thing about 4 feet tall, plus this little section up here. Here's a 3-way joint. This thing's gonna come off diagonally to hold a little tarp, and then this corner piece is gonna be for the crossbar up top. So, get started on this. Here is a bunch of 1-inch outer diameter fittings. So I'm going to drape this over here. Then I'll put another tarp on each one of these arms to kind of catch all the spray. One on the ground. All Harbor Freight stuff. Fortress Ultra Quiet. This is a 2-gallon. 135 max PSI. Then over here I got this moisture trap. I live in a pretty dry climate, so it's not a big deal, but we'll take the moisture out of there so you're not spraying that. I had it set up like that for airbrushing. And then here, unboxing this Harbor Freight spray gun. Comes with some cleaning parts, little filter. I think that goes in here. Nice little spray gun here. It's got a 1.4 tip on there. So I'm gonna get this thing set up and we'll spray some water through it to test it. All right, so right out of the box, you can throw this on. It probably says somewhere on the box, but I didn't read it, that you need a little adapter. I like to use there we go, female thread to male air hose adapter. Just tape on here. All right, so that's putting on a really nice light coat there at right at, looks like when it's running about 28 PSI. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna spray right on this little piece of paper that's about the size of most of my panels of leather, just as a test, so I get a feel for it. Oh, that's nice. Looks pretty light. It's not really dripping. I think the leather will drink that right up. As far as I can tell from what I've seen, the kind of filter you want on here is the 6001. Hold that up there. It's that organic filter, especially this Fiebing's has some xylene in it. So I think that gets considered organic vapor. And so you need kind of this heavier filter. Got those on there. A little amount to get started. You can already smell the fumes from here. Absolutely wear a respirator when you do this. Took a coat hanger, bent this. I'm gonna stick that through the back of the cardboard because my leather is already punched. And then I can just kind of hang the sheets on there. These will hold it. I'll get a closer up view. prepped for this. I did already go ahead and oil this leather with neat's foot oil. That's nice and even, nothing really wasted there. Back, you know, I don't need this to be super dark black. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I can adjust, but yeah, it's light enough with that trigger that I can go back and get a bunch of passes. And already you can see it's not really rubbing off too much. It's already pretty dry. We'll set it aside and give it a minute. This stuff is pretty easy to use. I feel like it would be hard to overdo it. Like you would kind of have to be trying or really laying down on the trigger to overdo it because it just soaks it up. And with this bag, it's kind of a test project for a lot of different of my processes. So I'm not really worried if it gets scuffed up. I was originally gonna dip dye this whole project, but I was worried that I wouldn't have enough dye for the whole project. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I would have, but this thing also, this air gun, uses such a minimal amount of dye that I really like it, and it goes on super even, and it's already, I can tell it's not rubbing off. I'm gonna put some leather cleaner on it anyway, but this seems like a good way to do it. Somewhere along the line, the airbrush seemed like it hit like a break-in period, and the horizontal fan finally started, so I was able to start getting some more wider sweeps. I don't know what the deal with that is. Sometimes little guns like that, they just need to be used a little bit before you fully get that fan. Starting off, it was kind of more of a point. And then later, especially when I did the back sides of the rest of the pieces, just for uniformity, it started fanning out, getting that nice horizontal fan. See how much dye I used? I was definitely planning on pouring this whole bottle in a little dip tray. It looks like, I don't know, probably up to here for a whole pretty big project. So not too bad, it's a pretty efficient process. You won't get the saturation of a dip dye, but this is all you really need. This stuff really sticks pretty good. This leather has now had like a couple days just to rest. It really didn't need it. It was pretty dry right away. Try and hold this up a little closer here. So you can see, you know, we can get some, we got some marks in the leather just from the way it is. It's not a super high quality piece of leather. Edges, they came out pretty good. If I need to, I'll just touch this up with a brush. Let's do a quick test. Paper towel here. Not really much black coming off of there. Not much at all. Backside. Backside's got a little more coming off. But I'm not too worried about it. It's not as bad as just using the regular Fiebings. I'm gonna be using this Aussie leather conditioner from Fiebing's with beeswax to seal these all these different pieces. I'm gonna try that instead of Resolene and see how it works out. Sometimes I don't like the shiny finish of Resolene, and if this will seal in the dye, then this will work out great. So got a couple pieces of t-shirt here, and apply with this one and then wipe off the extra with the other one. So let's see how it works out. Just get a little dime size dab there. Work it into the leather. Okay. See a little came off there. This has some oil in it, I think. And so getting a little bit off. Try and wipe this clean. buff it out a little bit. Okay, so just a little bit came off there. Now it's got a nice shine to it, and it's yeah, it's treated. It smells kind of nice, and I think it'll hold that dye in pretty well, especially once it gets a chance to set. So I'll do a couple more pieces for the video. Left with a really nice even sheen there. All right, last piece here. So takeaways so far, there's more dye on here coming off than I expected. So maybe it's Fiebing's. That's what people were saying. The Discord group, they were kind of dissing it, saying I should get some Anglais, but couldn't find any of that in pints. So yeah, I just stuck with what I had. Been spending a lot of money on leather stuff anyway, so just figured got to use up what I got. Anyway, yeah, so I used Fiebing's Pro Dye on this. We're getting a fair amount of rub off here. It's kind of more noticeable coming off when I take it off. I think it'll seal it in pretty good. And we'll do some tests when it's all stitched together and see if this stuff sinks in a little bit and how it turns out. All right, here's the finished product. And you can see it's not the darkest finish. Could have gone heavier if I wanted it to be a darker black, but it came out just fine for this. Once that Aussie leather conditioner dries, it's very dry and smooth to the touch, and pretty minimal dye coming off this piece. I did finish the back of these straps with Resolene, since these will be rubbing a lot more and holding some weight, and not getting any rub off from the back of those straps. So overall, using Fiebing's Pro Dye through a spray gun is a great way to cover a large project. Thanks for watching this video.